Peace, peace, peace. The time this one. And name of this video gonna be Black immigrants in the US earn 30% more than the US born blacks. Alright. So you already know I'm always going in on this immigration thing, and I'm always just trying to show us how the difference that everybody black in this country is not an African American, and everybody black in the country do not have the same values as you in this country. You understand what I'm saying? That's why, look, before I touch on this Aborigines and people of African Americans or whoever you may be that consider yourself to be Aborigine to North America, I always ask these people where they from. If you think this person not an African American, never assume that he's an African American. Always ask them, are you what country are you from, or are you an African American? But I mean, this is what I always ask people, and I don't come off hard. I like, are you African American, or what country are you from? I know the difference between a lot of these. The only ones I can't really tell sometimes, I can't tell some Haitians. I ain't gonna lie. I can't tell some Jamaicans. Like some Jamaicans and some Haitians, they've been around us so long, they look like us. You know what I'm saying? The only way I can tell is that some of us, like, they got a different smell than we got. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not, no disrespect to my Caribbean brothers and sisters or whatever. They have a different smell than we have or whatever. And most of the men, you can smell the difference. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny, but this is the way I was able to determine the difference from blacks or African Americans. But nonetheless, let me just go into this video or whatever. So the video is from Black Enterprises, and you see the title of the video. The title of the video is Black Immigrants in the U.S. Earning 30% more than U.S. born blacks. All right. So they try, and this is what they do, and say the different economy emerges from the different flavors of black. All right. So let's get with this. All right. So it says black immigrants from Africa are driving the recent growth in immigration, accounting for 36% of the total foreign-born blacks population. Blacks from Nigeria and Ethiopia account for much of that growth. Still, the Caribbean population account for nearly 50% of all blacks, with most coming from Jamaica. As the different flavors of blacks emerges, different economy are also emerging. They say the Nielsen research finds that the median household income for foreign-born blacks is 30% higher than U.S.-born blacks. They say a lot of Africans immigrants are coming specifically to get the education. Haha. It says Andrew Mascow is a senior vice president of global communication at Nielsen. It's a high numbers of college educated, and not only have college degrees but also masters. He add, it's a Matt Cascal Kill, whatever the fuck I pronounce his name. It also says that black immigrants population in the U.S. has a higher percentage of entrepreneurs and increased ability to keep the dollar in their own communities. They said they are creating jobs in their own communities. They are buying products from their own entrepreneurs. They said there typically is a culture of recycling dollar, which contributes greatly to the rising fortune, said McCaskill. They say while U.S.-born blacks, which is us, they say has a battle generation of institutional racism. They say such as a predatory lending that has put them on social, economics, and psychological disadvantage of that some immigrants has not experienced in this country. Ms. Pascal hoped that the changing economic landscape for blacks, citing that Nielsen finding that the income growth rate in black households are surpassing almost all others, will help U.S.-born blacks and immigrants realize that the economical power that they collectively have. They say when black consumers see how much power they have it will change the way African Americans look at themselves and see how much of all of a power they have becoming. I mean, they have become economically. They have the power to drive the product and service that comes into their lives and come into their community. Says McCaskill. Okay. So you see it right here. Basically, this is it. So now look. So this whole proof of body right here. So basically, what they saying is this, right? He wasn't born in this country. You don't know what racism is. The racism that you will face is nothing compared to the racism that we face. The racism you face might be somebody looking at you bad or saying something to you bad on a job. You're not being called out your name. You're not being treated like a fucking animal or whatever. And this is what we experience. And they know that. So when they bring these other blacks over here, they like to make these articles, or they like to see these articles right here to see the division between us, because we supposed to be the leader of the pack. But look at the disadvantage we had. We had a war on drugs, which was a war against black people, which locked millions of black men up, which at that same time did not provide no economics for us, because black people are fucking self-sufficient. Look how black people created all these inventions, and they had their own houses and they was doing all this shit. How did we go from that to being this? You know what I'm saying? How did we go from Superman to man, such as my man J. Rogers said? But nonetheless, though, but you see the difference. These people, when they come here, they don't care about what the white man. We still got this shit in our DNA. What happened to us in this country after the Civil War? We got it in our DNA. And you know what I'm saying? We know somewhere down the line, these people never compensated us correctly. They never, you know what I'm saying? They never gave us the advancements that they had, even though they know at this day and age the disadvantage that black have, because it's right here. He said it's right here. It says it right here. It said, while U.S. blacks have to battle generations of institutional racism, which we had to break the fucking color barrier for these people who come here to be accepted. These people would not be even coming here if if we didn't fight the fight that we have. Now the problem with most of us is we don't see the opportunity that we have, man. I tell every black person, when you read what Noble Drew Ali said, go get yourself a good European education, man. You ain't gotta run from the European education. Get the European education just cause. You understand? Because all these people doing it. You understand? Instead we don't want to do that. We get a job and we get you know what I'm saying? We get content with that and think that that's the end all be all. We never want to better ourselves and find a way out of that situation. Because right now, it's not like it was back in the day. Back in the day, you got a job, you had to keep that job. And that's why most people work their job for like 30 and 40 years. Now you see people switching careers because you have that much opportunity. As far as entrepreneurs, the reason why a lot of us wasn't entrepreneurs because of the racism that we face. If it wasn't the white man coming in burning down our shop, it was our own people coming in and robbing us. And this is what they created. They created a society for us to basically eat off each other and live in a community where we rob each other and kill each other. And we think the most successful person is that person who pumping the most poison to kill us. He the only one driving a nice car, but at the same time he's killing everybody. But then you see one of these Africans or one of these motherfuckers, they like to drive BMWs and Benzes too. You see them driving a Benz and they ain't sell no poison to their people. They actually come in with better solutions. Now I'm not trying to compare and I'm not trying to say that they better than us. We just had an unfair disadvantage, okay? And everyone can, only real people can see this. But look, man, this article is real, man. Aborigines, those who haven't went to school or those who think that school is not important, listen, go do something. Right now, computer science is popping, man. And a lot of brothers is not involved in that, man. And like I said, I be talking to a lot of these different immigrants from other countries, and they go to school for the business. They go to school for the finance. They go to school for like doctors. They go to school for accountants, CPAs, and all this different shit. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 college degrees, man, and I'm working on my master's degree. And I'm not working on my master's degree to go just for no European like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a nutritionist and I wanted to be an adjunct nutrition professor, you know, when I get older, so I always have a little job to complement whatever my other income is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with that being said, man, listen, arise, you Moors, arise, you Aborigines, man, arise, man. Arise. If you listen to my channel and you haven't been back to school, they're giving out free degrees, man. Please take advantage of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to tell you that, you know, although, you know, I was okay before I had a degree helped me. A degree is the one actually brought me to YouTube, because prior to, I mean, or brought me to be able to have the attention span to sit here and listen to a 6 hour documentary, or be able to sit here and listen to a lot of the stuff that I listen to on YouTube that a lot of people don't have the attention span to listen to. So listen, man. With that being said, man, love and light, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, Aborigines, we got to do better, man. I mean, and this article really hurts me, or whatever. But we got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. Come on, y'all. Let's rise, all right? With that being said, I'm a conscious man. Peace.